A number of great leaders have walked the halls at Vulcan Materials Company. Count Don James, a longtime chairman and CEO, among them. James, who practiced law at a Birmingham, Alabama firm for 17 years, joined Vulcan Materials in 1992. He started as a senior vice president and general counsel, but within a year was asked to run one of the company's operating divisions. So James, of course, said yes. James had a tremendous amount to learn, he says, and he got an on-the-job training of sorts from his colleagues about the aggregates industry. Little did James know, though, that his transition was the start of a great run in Vulcan history. By 1996, James was elected Vulcan's president and COO. A year later, he became chairman of the board and CEO. Sales climbed under James's guide, and he continuously put his legal knowledge to use in the merger and acquisition arena. Vulcan was an acquisition machine during the James era, doubling its permitted reserve space to more than 15 billion tons and nearly tripling the number of aggregates facilities operated at more than 325. One key acquisition James steered was that of Calmet, a New York Stock Exchange-listed company Vulcan purchased in 1999. The acquisition thrust Vulcan into California, the company's #1 revenue provider, as well as Arizona and New Mexico. Later, Vulcan built out a large series of distribution areas from the company's largest quarries south of Cancun, Mexico. The quarry, which currently produces about 14 million tons per year according to James, provides construction materials by ship to the United States. The James-led investments made in this area resulted in growth in key U.S. port regions, from Brownsville, Texas to Jacksonville, Florida. Bolt-on acquisitions were also key to James's growth strategy. The company completed hundreds of bolt-ons during James's tenure, expanding Vulcan's territories and increasing the company's value. In fact, from the start of the James leadership period to today, the company's enterprise value has grown from $2 billion to nearly $15 billion. According to James, the company's long-term strategy over the last 25 years was to build its presence in the fastest-growing metropolitan areas of the country. And if you look back today at where the majority of Vulcan's acquisitions occurred under James's leadership, they were, indeed, in high-growth areas. James takes great pride in the growth Vulcan achieved during his leadership years. But he's also proud of the development of Vulcan's employees and the transition to the company's new management team. Says James, "The people brought up through the Vulcan organization were molded to be future leaders, and the future is now."
Like Rick, I want to thank Pitt and Quarry for initiating the Hall of Fame. Who would have thought that a bunch of people who make small rocks out of big rocks could dress up in black tie and have a Hall of Fame? Thank you for doing that. I want to congratulate Rick Feltus and Steve Zelnick. Rick, as the video showed, has been, in addition to being a leader in the association, has certainly done an incredible job in originating and building Ag 1. And if you want to know really how astute Rick is in the aggregates business, think about the fact that he sold his business in 2007. I also want to congratulate Steve Zelnick. Steve was a small part of a gargantuan defense firm. He got Martin Marietta spun out as a public company, and he's built it into one of the most important construction materials companies, not only in the nation but in the world. So congratulations to both of you for an honor well deserved. I want to give my thanks to my wife, Hannah. She does a great job. She does a great job keeping me in my place, and when the picture flashed up, which obviously she must have given to Victoria, of the two of us, she said, as my father used to say, "You look like a jackass eating sawbriar." So she has kept me humble, but that's okay. She has helped raise Thank you for being here. You know, for the first half of my career, I worked all the time as a corporate lawyer. For the second half of my career, I traveled all the time as CEO of Vulcan, and somehow my children have done beautifully, and thanks, Alan, for making that happen. You know, when I think back about Vulcan, and the video said this, you know, I was a lawyer, I walked in the door. A year later, I was said, here, go run this construction materials business. My colleagues at Vulcan have been terribly patient with me and have taught me a huge amount. Many of them I worked with over the years have retired, but many of them are running the company today, and many of you are here tonight, Tom Hill and Stan Bass and David Clement. We have a tremendous team at Vulcan. They have been responsible for continuing success, and I'm honored to have had a small part in their careers and in bringing them and the whole team at Vulcan along. We have a great organization. That's true of this whole industry. One of the wonderful things about this industry are wonderful people. Many, like Rick Feltus, have come up through family businesses. Many are members of large organizations, but I think collectively we have a great affection for and commitment to our employees, their health and their safety, their well-being. I think we have a great commitment to our communities and to the environment in which we operate. And I think as a group, thanks to the great leadership of the MSSGA and other trade associations, we work together very well for the common good of the industry. And I want to thank all of you who have been leaders in building and maintaining the strength of this industry. It has been an honor for me to be associated with all of you, and I thank you very much